Chapter 12. The Life and Teachings of Sabapathy Swamigal. Sabapathy Swamigal was born into a Brahmin family in Chennai in the year 1840. After completing his studies in both Tamil and English, he undertook extensive pilgrimages across India and Burma. Having thoroughly grasped the truths underlying both the Hindu and Buddhist religions, he returned to Chennai and settled into a job. At the age of 29, he experienced a vision of the Akhanda Brahman, the undivided absolute. It appeared as though a voice spoke to him, saying, "Sabapathy, I myself am the Para Brahman, the supreme reality. You and I are not distinct entities. Therefore, arise immediately, proceed to Agastya Ashram, and receive spiritual instruction." It was around 1 o'clock in the morning when this occurred. Sabapathy immediately rose, left behind his wife and 2 children, and traveled 10 miles southward. He then sat in deep meditation, Nishta, within the sanctum of Lord Shiva at Thiruvamur. On the 3rd day, Lord Mahadeva appeared before him in a direct manifestation, Pratyaksham. It seemed as though the Lord instructed him, worship this lingam as the Akhanda Brahman itself, and thereby attain Brahma Jana, divine knowledge. Proceed to Agastya Ashram, I shall bestow my grace upon you. Thereafter, he traversed through forests and mountains, passing through places such as Satu Rigli, Kordalam, and Papanasam, until, guided by a celestial voice, Asariri, he reached a cave inhabited by a revered sage, a Rishisvara. This sage was in fact a spiritual preceptor belonging to the lineage of Lord Agastya. Sabapathy Swamigal served this sage for 9 years, received his blessings, and then embarked on a journey across the world. He traveled as far as Mount Kailash, visited various sacred pilgrimage sites, Divya Tirthams, and on his return journey delivered a discourse in English in Lahore, illustrating his points with a diagram of the Raja Yoga Chakra. I currently possess an old paper manuscript containing this discourse and the accompanying diagrams. As it encapsulates rare and profound insights into the science of yoga, I present here a selection of teachings drawn from that text. 2. The Supreme Soul, Paramatma, speaks to the individual soul, Jivatma. Before I was reflected within your physical body, you existed solely within me. The delusion, the misconception that you are distinct from me, is difficult to dispel. Such profound wisdom cannot be attained merely through the study of scriptures. It is through the grace and teachings of yogis and knowers of the absolute, Brahmajanis, that the true nature of the self is realized. Through their guidance, you can attain the direct realization of the absolute, Brahma Sakshatkara, thereby attaining the discriminative wisdom to distinguish the self from the non-self. You will be liberated from the cycle of worldly existence, samsara. They will expound upon the divine processes of creation, preservation, dissolution, and grace, and will impart the wisdom that the self is distinct from the physical body. They will dispel the delusion, the mental obstruction that prevents you from realizing the truth that you yourself are the Supreme Soul. Seek out those sages and wise ones who have personally experienced and realized the blissful union with the Supreme Absolute, Para Brahman. Observe carefully and dispel your maya, that is, your delusion or illusion. Once you eliminate the 12 maya vikaras, or delusive modifications that stem from your maya, all notions of duality and separateness, beta buddhi, will vanish from you. I shall now describe the path to achieve this. Listen attentively. 3. Carefully observe the Raja Yoga chart I have presented, noting the various stations such as Vasi depicted within it, as well as the corresponding numbers assigned to them. Meditate upon the undivided supreme reality as the Supreme Soul, or Paramatma, residing within the ethereal space, or akasha, located inside your brain. Guide this supreme soul via the Sushumna Vasi channel, numbers 1, 2, and 3, down through the eyes, nose, and stomach region, bringing it ultimately to the Kundalini center, number 18. From there, the Sushumna Nadi proceeds to the Linga, the genital region, turns upward, and ascends through the spinal column to rejoin the Brahma Randra, number 30, at the crown of the head. This upward-moving phase of the Sushumna Vasi is referred to as Kumbhaka, numbers 4, 5, and 6. 4. On its downward path, this Sushumna Vasi channel branches into 3 distinct divisions. Number 1, Ida Vasi, number 2, Sushumna Vasi, and number 3, Pingala Vasi. Similarly, on its upward path through the spinal column, it acquires specific names. Number 4, Rachaka Chandrakala Vasi, number 5, Kumbhaka Agni Kala Vasi, and number 6, Puraka Surya Kala Vasi. Among these, numbers 1 and 3, according to Western medical science, correspond to the parasympathetic nerves. Numbers 4 and 6, which traverse from the base of the spinal column, Vena Danda, up to the Brahma Randra, function as the left and right parasympathetic pathways. 5. It appears that the Westerners perceived the harmonization of the left and right nadi currents, rendering them subtle beyond the grasp of ordinary perception, as the exceedingly subtle pathways through which the state of a yogishwara, or master yogi, is attained. Attain this state, and by chanting Shiva, 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 Namaste, Namostu, perform the purification of the physical body, Kalamaya Shuddhi. By chanting Ahemeva Brahma, Shiva, 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 perform the purification of the subtle body, Tatparamaya Shuddhi. And by chanting Shiva, 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 Shambho Shivoham, perform the purification of the causal body, Paramaya Shuddhi. Then enter into the realm of pure consciousness and merge your individual soul, Jiva, with me. The mantra for this merging is Shiva, Shiva, Shivoham, Shiva, 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 Shivoham, Brahmoham, Jnanoham, Akashoham, Shunyamoham, Vyapakoham, Anandoham, Layoham, Bodhoham, Sakshyaham, Shantoham, Shuddhoham, Nityoham, Ugroham, Kripakaroham, Ekoham. This is the Laya Bodha mantra. With the 12 modifications of yourself subsiding, you dissolve into me. 10. To remain in this state at all times, direct your awareness, without pausing even for a moment in the intermediate centers you have mastered, downwards through nadis, numbers 1, 2, and 3. Descend to the Kundalini center, then through nadis numbers 4, 5, and 6, located along the spine, visualize the serpent-like Kundalini rising up and, as if swallowing the supreme consciousness, Brahma Chaitanya, with its mouth, let it ascend. During this process, the aforementioned mantras must be chanted mentally within the Jnana Akasha, or the space of wisdom. You must execute this movement of the nadis, like the rotation of a wheel, precisely within the supreme consciousness. By performing this purification in a downward direction, you will attain laya in an upward direction. 11. O Jivatma, the 12 modifications of yourself mentioned above are extremely mischievous in nature. You must be very vigilant regarding them, for otherwise they will deceive you. Once you have successfully attained this state of dissolution, you must completely abandon even the thought, I have become a jnani, an enlightened one. When everything is the supreme reality, where then is knowledge and where is the knower? I have transcended even the consciousness of being Brahman and have become that. Completely casting aside the dualistic intellect, merge yourself into the Para Brahman. Note: A. While transcribing the teachings of Sri Sabapati Swamigal in this manner, I have recorded the bija aksharas, or seed syllables, exactly as they appear in the original manuscript, correcting only the typographical errors. Those who intend to practice this discipline are advised to learn the correct pronunciation of these syllables from a competent guru. B. Regarding the specific locations, such as Nada and Bindu, mentioned in the aforementioned spiritual process, Prakriya, one may refer to the details provided in the second chapter under the section on the principles of creation and to the description of the Urdhva Dharas, or subtle centers, found in the sixth chapter.